Hey everyone, NWO Reverend 96 back here with a video about my Xbox 360 collection. There you can see on my TV I've got my menu screen up there, and I got my avatar and everything. And I got the exclusive Fallout 3 background, which I got for downloading all the DLC for Fallout 3, so that's pretty cool. But let's get to the games here. I just thought this would be a cool intro. Okay, so what I did with the games was I actually put them on my coffee table here as opposed to my bottom shelf on my stand there, because I didn't want to be on my belly filming that. I just figured it'd be uncomfortable. And as you can see, I just did the pan across there. I've got quite a few games here, about 50 or so. So let's just start. I'll just point out the ones I've got, and if there's something I want to comment on about the game, I will. Okay, first game in my collection here. Oh, by the way, you'll see I've got the Lord of the Rings bookends here, just to keep them from falling all over the place here. First game is the survival horror game, Alan Wake, which came out in 2010. I'll pull it out here. Very good game, I think very underrated. And you'll see it's only rated teen. And there's no gore or anything in it, but it uses a lot of atmosphere and a lot of, jump scares like that. But no, not really a lot of gore, not a lot of swearing or anything like that. But still, I think a very good game. It's got a couple DLCs with it too. I've got one of them, but I don't have the second one. But I highly recommend it if you have a chance to play it. I think you can download it on like Steam or GOG.com for fairly cheap, or you can get it for your Xbox like I have. Next game. This game actually was given to me by a neighbor here. Amped. It's a snowboarding game. I guess it was one of the first games that came out for the 360. I haven't played it yet. Don't really play a lot of sports games or anything like that, but maybe I'll give it a try sometime, just to give a shout out to my neighbor there who gave it to me. And next I have the original Assassin's Creed. I don't have any of the sequels, mainly because this game was okay, but not, it wasn't what I thought it would be, and I guess that's the opinion of a lot of people. So I haven't actually beaten this game yet. I know I should be ashamed. But once I do beat it, I may try Assassin's Creed 2, because I hear it's a lot better. But that game's just become a yearly franchise, kind of like Call of Duty. I'll get to that later. But yeah, that's why I don't own any of the other ones. Just have the original here. Maybe I'll give the other ones a try, like I said. But the series I do own all the games for right here is the Arkham Trilogy. That's 3 very good games. I'm not going to pull each one out here. I just recently got Arkham Origins right here. It's pretty good. Arkham City, I think, is the best of the 3, and that's what everyone else thinks, although I really liked Arkham Asylum. Arkham Origins is almost like kind of an add-on to Arkham City. It's basically the same, but with a bigger map. The city's a lot bigger and everything, and of course different villains from the Batman series. But still, yeah, 3 very good games right here. Highly recommend them. And then I've got the Bigs 2. I haven't played that very much. Kind of basically arcade baseball game action. That's all I really got to say about that, but I enjoyed it when I played it, but I haven't played it for a while. Then I have the Bioshock Trilogy. Very, very good trilogy right here. I've got the original Bioshock. I've got it's the Platinum Hits, Greatest Hits version. I don't have the original. I'll get to why in a minute there. I've got Bioshock 2. I got this on release day when it came out. I pre-ordered it. Very good game. And, of course, the most recent entry into the series, Bioshock Infinite, which I thought was very good, although the ending was a little confusing on that one, but I still liked the game. It was very good. But the ending made me scratch my head a little bit there. But yeah, still a very good trilogy of games right there. I hope they keep going with that series. And then I have both Borderlands games. These are kind of a first-person shooter / RPG games. Kind of remind me of Diablo a little bit. And of course everyone said, oh, it's Diablo with guns. Which, yeah, it's true, but still. I've got Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2. Both very good games. Actually, my wife plays these games more than I do. It's fun to watch her play, and I've got most of the DLC for both of these games. I didn't get a background with it for my Xbox, so that was a little disappointing. But well, what are you gonna do? And then I've got Brutal Legends, kind of a game that came out of nowhere there. It's got Jack Black in it, and if you're really into heavy metal, it's got a lot of in jokes and a lot of cameos by people such as Lemmy and Ozzy. Really good game. And then I have 5 of the Call of Duty games. I have Call of Duty 2, not to confuse Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, World at War, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and Call of Duty Black Ops, and that's the most recent one that I own. And I know everyone says, oh, Call of Duty, you know, it's come out every year, but the earlier iterations of it I thought were really good, especially Call of Duty 4, because that kind of revolutionized the whole multiplayer system, you know, with all the experience points and stats, and World at War was kind of a continuation of that. I haven't played much of Modern Warfare 2. I got these pretty cheap, actually. I didn't get them when they came out, so I figured, heck, why not? They're pretty cheap, so I'll get them. I really like Black Ops, though. It's got a lot of mini-games besides the actual main game, including, of course, zombies, which was also included in World at War, but I think it's better in Black Ops. And then, for some reason, I have Command & Conquer 3 and Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath. I also have these on my PC too. I think the only reason I got them, was because I didn't know if the games weren't working on my previous PC all that well, so I thought, hey, I'll get them on the Xbox, I can play it on my couch. But real-time strategy really shouldn't be done on console. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not as bad as some, like Halo Wars, I guess, wasn't very good, or Battle for Middle-earth 2 they tried that on the 360, but it should be more for PC games. Okay, and then this one, you can't really, it doesn't have a side label on it, but this is one of the Condemned Criminal Origins. Very underrated game. It was one of the launch day titles for the 360. Very good game. In fact, I might play through that again. And then I have Dead Rising. If you like zombies, you know, and you like kind of zombie comedy almost, you know, this is a very good game. You can kill zombies with pretty much anything you can pick up. Very fun. I also have the sequel, but I don't have the disc for it because I actually downloaded it on Xbox, through Xbox Live. So it's on my, and I have a ton of games on my Xbox hard drive that I don't have on disc, and I'll get to that later. Okay, then I have Dead Space 1 and Dead Space 2. These games right here, I think they put the most recent Resident Evil games to shame. I'm talking about 5 and 6. Very atmospheric, very real survival horror. There's also the third game, which I don't actually have yet. I may have it on pre-order, or still, you know, and I don't think I picked it up yet. I know it came out earlier this year, but I don't think I've gone to pick it up yet. I'll have to check that afterwards. And then I have a game, actually I just got this one recently too, Dishonored. This one actually won a lot of Game of the Year awards for last year. And I have, like I said, I have the Platinum Hits version. It's not the original version, but very good game. Combines a lot of different games. So you got some Assassin's Creed in there, some Bioshock, and even some Skyrim in there too a little bit. A very good game. I highly recommend it. And then I have Dragon Age 1 and 2. Now, if you like the BioWare Baldur's Gate games, you will definitely love these. This is actually kind of the spiritual successor to the Baldur's Gate games, but it's just set in a different realm. It's not set in the Forgotten Realms. Definitely the first one I think is better than the second one, but they're both pretty good games. And I can't wait for Dragon Age 3 Inquisition, which I think is coming out next year. I plan on getting that. I believe it's coming out for the 360 because I don't plan on getting an Xbox One or PS4 at least right away. They just don't really impress me all that much, and plus I don't feel like spending $400 to $500 on a new system right now, so hey, take it for what it's worth. And then I have the Elder Scrolls games here. I grouped these together under Elder Scrolls instead of separating them by their actual title. Just keep them together there. I've got Oblivion. This is the Game of the Year edition. And then, of course, I have Skyrim, which came out just a couple years ago. And I'm still playing a lot of this game, actually. There's still side quests I'm doing. There's a lot of stuff. I've done most of the main side quests for each of the factions, but then there's all the little ones. Just a lot of fun to play and just a lot of fun to explore. And then I have right here the game. This is the game that made me want to get a 360, Fallout 3. And the main reason for that is at the time I didn't think my computer was going to run Fallout 3, so I thought it was a good excuse to get a 360. And this was in 2008. Now I know I was a little behind the train on getting a 360, but I'm one of those people, I don't jump right on the next generation usually. I mean, I bought a Wii before I bought a 360. Well, I didn't actually buy the Wii, I got it as a Christmas gift, but I had a Wii before my 360, so... but this was the reason why I got the system. I got it like a few months before this came out, and then I had pre-ordered this, so... Yeah, very good game, but then I also have kind of the... I don't know if I call it a sequel or standalone expansion, but Fallout New Vegas... Actually, there are a lot of elements in this game I actually like better than Fallout 3. It kind of takes place in the same area where Fallout 1 and 2 took place. A lot more references to those games, and I really like that. Plus, it's got the music from the first two games. I really like that. Nice touch. Then I've got Gears of War here, the original. I didn't really get into this all that much, which is why I don't own any of the sequels. I mean, it's not bad. It's a halfway decent third-person shooter, but you know, I think I know it won a lot of awards, but you know, I think it's kind of generic. Maybe I'll keep playing through it just to finish it. Maybe I'll get the sequels eventually if I like what I see when the game ends, but only time will tell on that. And before I go on, you'll notice I don't own any of the Halo games, you know, which is a Xbox standard pretty much. But before you go throwing your torches and pitchforks at me, I do have the first Halo downloaded on my 360 hard drive, and also Halo 3, which I only downloaded recently because it was free for Xbox Live Gold members. So I figured, why not? I'll get that, and plus I had the hard drive space for it. So I do have them, but I'm not a huge fan of the Halo series. To me, like I said, kind of like Gears of War, I find it's kind of generic. And you'd think I'd like it because I like Star Wars, Star Trek, but yeah, they're bigger fish to fry, I guess. But they're still okay. So I have got Hitman. It's supposed to be Blood Money. You can't really see it because of the tag there, so I'll just pull that out. Hitman Blood Money right there. Not a bad game. I haven't played too much of it. I got it the day I got my 360. Actually, is one of the games I picked up along with Call of Duty 2 and Oblivion Game of the Year edition and Condemned. I got all those in one day. That was an expensive day. And then I have Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead 2, which you know, great co-op / online multiplayer, first-person shooters, lots of zombies, lots of different types of zombies, very cool. Although there wasn't really all that much of a change between Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2, except for the use of melee weapons and different characters. And plus they came out within a year of each other. A lot of people complain about that, but I didn't see any problem. Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Fate of Two Worlds. This is a game that, you know, a lot of people have been waiting for ever since the release of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Some people were a little disappointed about the size of the roster. It was a little bit smaller than the second game. And plus, later in the year, which was 2011, they released Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which I thought was a big slap in the face to anyone who got this copy right here. That should have just been a standalone DLC or something, or you could have, because they started doing that with the characters. There were 2 you could download. You should have just been able to keep downloading them. But no, you got to buy a whole new retail package there. Yippee. And as you can see, I did not buy that, so. And then I have the Mass Effect Trilogy right here, Mass Effect 2, and the game that has everybody's favorite ending, Mass Effect 3. Actually, I do like this game, but yeah, I have to agree the ending was, especially with all the choices you've made, It just was very anticlimactic, and kind of, like I said, there's another slap in the face right there. But still, very good trilogy of games, minus the ending of this. And then, I've got the remake of Mortal Kombat. Or I shouldn't say remake, more reboot, I should say. I like this game a lot. It's actually got a really good storyline for a tournament fighter. You know, it brings back the gore of the original game. Plus, I think it goes one step further with a lot of that. Very good. I hope they kind of left it open. I hope they do another one within this kind of timeline, this time frame. Very nice. Then I got Naughty Bear, which is a really kind of demented but fun pick up and play game, you know, where you're a teddy bear killing other teddy bears. Enough said. And then this is one of my favorite 360 games, actually. I might go so far as to say it's my favorite. Red Dead Redemption. Oh man, and I don't really like the Grand Theft Auto series all that much, but I don't know, maybe it's just the setting of this game so much better. Really great open world game with a great story, great protagonist, and one of the best endings I've ever seen. And I'm sure I'm not going to spoil the ending, for like a 3-year-old game, but still, I won't spoil it for those who haven't played it. Very good game. Yeah, Outlaws to the end. Woohoo! And then I've got Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6. Oh boy. I think the one I was actually more disappointed with was Resident Evil 5. And that's because it was coming off a strong Resident Evil 4, which I have that game on, well, now I only have it on 2, but I had it on 3 different platforms. I had the PC, actually the PC version of it, but I sold that recently on Amazon, just because I never played it on PC, so I figured I'd make some money on it. But that was the bigger disappointment for me. Resident Evil 6 wasn't quite as big of a disappointment, because I wasn't expecting as much from it. It's not a terrible game in the sense of the mechanics and everything, but the stories, and some of the characters aren't as good. I mean, you get Leon and Chris both in one game, and Ada Wong, and it's like, woohoo, you think that's really good. You think that would raise the strength of the game there, but really, the separate storylines kind of bring it down. I actually haven't finished this yet, so maybe I'll finish it someday, and I can maybe actually give a full review of it someday. And next, actually, I've got the Sega Genesis collection. And this is basically just a compilation of any game for the Sega Genesis made by Sega that really mattered. Which, like the Sonic the Hedgehog, Streets of Rage, Shinobi games. I don't know. I don't remember the exact number of how many games, and it's coming open there, so I'll set this down here. But I had a Sega Genesis when I was a kid, but I didn't have a ton of games for it because well, I'm a self-admitted Nintendo fanboy, so to speak. I had more Nintendo games than I did Sega, but I did respect the Genesis for what it did for video gaming and blast processing. Yeah, woohoo! What a joke. And then right here I've got, it's kind of a 2-pack here. It's Xbox Live Arcade, Sega Superstars Tennis. This came with my Xbox when I bought it. Obviously it's got Sega Superstar Tennis, and it's got a few arcade games on here, including Pac-Man Championship Edition, and what else? It's got like a card game of Uno on it, and Feeding Frenzy, which my wife actually likes that game. It's kind of a nice little time waster there. And I don't remember the other 2 games on there, but... And then, I picked this one up on a whim, Sonic Generations, which kind of combines the old 2D Sonic with the brand new 3D Sonic. It's kind of a nice little throwback, and it kind of pokes fun of itself for all the bad Sonic games, I guess, that have come out within the past decade or so. It's actually a pretty fun game. Still haven't finished it, but like I said, maybe I'll finish it sometime here. And then just because I have the other 3 games, Soulcalibur IV, which had a blatant, tie into Star Wars. I have the 360 version, which actually has Yoda as the exclusive character, and the PS3 version, I guess, had Darth Vader as the exclusive character for that. But eventually, Darth Vader became a DLC for the 360, so he wasn't exclusive anymore. I don't know if Yoda became exclusive for PS3, because I don't own a PS3. I only have a 360, so... Not that I don't like the PS3, but I only wanted to own one, so... Then I have... This is the only wrestling game I actually have for the 360. Smackdown vs. Raw 2010. I'd heard this one was actually a pretty big improvement over the previous ones at the time. And, you know, it's good. I mean, I've kind of fallen out of wrestling. I mean, I kind of keep up with it a little bit still. But for a wrestling game, especially for the current generation, this one is actually really good. I don't have any of the ones that have come out since, although WWE 13 looked pretty good. I thought about getting it, but I guess just haven't gotten it yet. So I'll put that one back right there. And then last but not least, I have the first Star Wars The Force Unleashed. Kind of a God of War ripoff, but still pretty good game. You get to use a lot of cool force powers. You get to mow down a lot of stormtroopers. You know, what's not to like, right? I didn't play the sequel. I heard it wasn't very good. So I probably, unless I find it really cheap somewhere, I probably won't even bother with it. So that is my 360 collection as of right now. I don't know how much bigger it's going to get, because I know the 360 is about to be at the end of its lifespan here. Although I heard they are going to support it until, what was it, 2017 or so, just because I don't think there's going to be a lot of demand for the new consoles. At least that's what I've heard online. A lot of people aren't going to be, and I'm not planning on getting a PS4 or Xbox One right away. If I did get one, I'd probably get the PS4 though, because the Xbox One just doesn't look all that appealing to me. So yeah, and I might stick with PC gaming too, because I got a new PC earlier this year, and it's pretty good. So yeah, that's my 360 collection. Next video, I will probably do my Wii games, which I don't have quite as many of, but it'll probably be a much shorter video than this one. This is actually my longest video I've done so far. So comment, let me know what you think, and this is NWO Reverend 96 signing out.